Okay, so as I said, today we will be tackling the cover letter that might or might not be asked from you um, to attach to your CV. Okay, so normally you will be asked for this. So no need to put a cover letter if you're not asked for this, but some people like to do it anyway. So what's a cover letter? A cover letter is a one-page document. It should not exceed one page. It can be, and it should not be very, very long. Okay, so a cover letter is a one-page document that's sent and read in conjunction with your CV. So it will highlight the relevant skills and achievements, the things that you probably briefly said on your CV, and you would like to discuss more and emphasize more on. You put it in your cover letter. So what's the purpose of it? The purpose is to highlight the skills and achievements that are relevant to the particular employer or to the particular job. Okay, of course you cannot. It's even more personalized than the CV. Okay, the cover letter. It really should be to the employer. You will be sending it to. If you know the name, you write dear X. Okay, so you write the name of your employer, and you will put in your cover letter the effort to show him that you did some research about the company. Okay, and in your cover letter you need to somehow mention the company name or the job that you're applying to. Okay, so it really should be very how to say, specific. Now, of course, nowadays we have ChatGPT that could be very helpful. Okay, I would say, but ChatGPT, I don't know if you already use it. I'm sure you've already used it. But the thing is that you cannot just write something to ChatGPT and take it as is and just send it. Okay, you need to look at it carefully, to change the words, to make it your own words. You know, to make it more personalized. So it could help you for sure, but you need to put your own touch. So it's a brief summary of your experiences to date, tailored to the competencies that are required by the employer. So of course, after researching the job that we will be tackling next week, you will see in the job description the skills that are required for the job itself, and these skills should be seen, okay, somehow in your experience in your cover letter. It's also a chance for you to demonstrate your knowledge of the organization to which you're applying and your motivation for working there. This is a very important point, especially if you're applying in France. For example, in France, they really like to see if the application has some motivation. You know, they like this motivation thing in people, and they normally ask for a cover letter. So I don't know if they read it or not. This is another thing, okay? But you really need to demonstrate this motivation that you have for the job you're applying to. So some recruiters will also use your cover letter to assess your written communication skills. If the job really requires communication skills, if you're going to be really sending too much emails or contacting people, having clients, etc., they will assess your language and how you really write and how you really express yourself. So what do I need to include in my cover letter? Recruiters, they expect to show that you match the position, of course. The secret of writing a good letter, it's using your qualifications and experience to show that you are the best person for the position. Okay, at least you don't know who's applying to the position. You don't know the background of the other people. What you know and what you're sure about is yourself, and this is how you defend yourself. Okay, and maybe this is also a question that you might face during interviews, like, why do I need to pick you? Why do I need to? What makes you different from other? From other people applying to the same position, and then you will say that you don't know about other people, but you know about yourself. And here you show really how much you're confident and how much you're motivated for the position and how much you're willing to go further in the company and the organization. So one way of going about it is to begin your cover letter by focusing on your relevant achievements, such as academic achievements. Of course, this is important for you because you're fresh grad, so academic achievements are very important. Extracurricular, if you have any, work experience, and other interesting aspects of your life, if really relevant. So then move to focus on the employer. So this, what we discussed first is the first part, okay? The first or two paragraphs, you are talking about your academic achievements. I just finished my master's degree in this and that, and now I'm applying to this job because and then you move to the employer, okay? Why you're applying for the job, including some interesting and relevant facts about that organization, which shows that you really did your research and you are applying to an organization that you want to be working in. So show them that you're capable of thinking clearly and you are motivated and a proactive learner. So these are things that should be seen in your cover letter. Write in a clear and logical manner, and remember, the way you write and present yourself says a lot about you, okay? A lot of employers recruit by character, okay? They all have the same master's degree, right? So why should I pick one and not the other one? It's because you match the character of maybe the employer or the values of the company, or you know, you're a good communicator, you're confident. I know these skills are very important to show in your cover letter and during an interview. So how long should the cover letter be? Of course, you should follow the employer instructions, if any, okay? If they put any instructions. But if they don't, it's about 400 words, okay? And 1 page of A4 paper. Not more than that. So aim for short, sharp sentences that make for concise, gripping paragraphs, which are good for busy recruiters who can't spend a long time reading each application. I can assure you that I have friends who have, you know, like recruitment companies, and the way they look at CVs is it's really fast. They don't have the time to go through the details, and they only search for keywords sometimes, okay? And the keywords normally they are about skills. Okay, so if the skills match the job, then they will look at the CV more in detail. Okay, but for the first screening to be able to go to the next level, okay, with the recruiter, your CV and your cover letter should be very attractive to them. So what's the correct layout? Of course, one-sided, as we said, typed A4, and 3 to 4 paragraphs, each separated by a single line. Okay, so the paragraphs we will see, they should be really clear that this paragraph is, we are done with this paragraph, we're moving to another idea. So how should I address my letter? Your name, of course, the letter is a bit different than the CV. You will put the name and address on top, in the right-hand corner of the letter. You can also use the same on your CV. Don't think that because this is, yes.
Sorry قطشتك بس you will send us the PDF صح؟
Yes, of course. I've already sent you the first one, right? You received it?
Yes.
Yes. After
okay, thank you.
Yes. Welcome. So don't think that because the information that you put on your CV, the recruiter won't need the cover letter, won't need the same information in the cover letter. Just put it there. You don't know if the recruiter only read the CV or only read the cover letter. Okay, it's you do your job and then they'll take it from there. Yes, because probably maybe they don't have, you know, both of them together. So how do I know who to write to? For who should I address my letter? It's usually you reply to the name used in the ad or application pack. Now sometimes you don't have the name, Okay, sometimes you just have the job, and sometimes you have the name. So if you don't have the name, you just write dear madam or dear sir. If a name is not given, call the organization and ask for a named individual who deals with recruitment. You can also do this. It's strongly advised that you address your cover letter to a named person. Now, sometimes, okay, for example, I always take my experience. In my experience, when I applied to Novartis at the time, the recruiter was the manager of the medical department. It was not the HR. So my CV was directly addressed to the manager of the medical department. Okay, they didn't ask for a cover letter back then, but his name was not really on the application. And even if if I contacted the company, they will give me the name of the HR, but it's not a problem. Okay, it's always best to send it to the HR person. Okay, and because the HR person can send it to the other staff that they have in the company. Do make sure to use the correct spelling of their name. Of course, this is very important. And if you're not able to find a name, you can use dear sir, madam. So the correct greeting in a business letter is always formal. Always be formal, no feelings whatsoever, no emotions. It normally begins with dear and usually includes the person's last name and title, professor, doctor, Mr., Mrs., etc. And be sure that a doctor is not a professor, okay? Because they always have this problem that if you write doctor and he's a professor, he will take it personally, okay? So make sure that you know about the person. If addressing a female, does the job advert specify whether they are Mrs., Miss, or what? So if it doesn't say, then it's best to use Miss. Yes, MS, okay? Just because you don't know. So we like to see evidence of what it is that you achieved, how you did it, and how you worked with other people along the way. We can't consider any of the knowledge and experience you have gained unless you put it down on paper. This is coming from HR. But of course, as I told you, some of them prefer not to have cover letters because they don't have time to look at them. And how do I sign off my cover letter? The convention is if you address the letter to a named individual, sign it off with yours sincerely. If your letter begins with sir, madam, end it with yours faithfully. Now, if you are writing in French, okay, and you need help with that, you can also send it to me, okay? Now here it's an English course, but if you are willing to go to France and you need to write a cover letter in French, you can also send it to me. The words could be also, I mean, the idea is the same, but they use some specific words that are really known there for how to sign off and stuff like that. So what do I put as the subject header when sending my cover letter via email? Okay, if you're sending it via email, what the subject should be to attract the attention. Title the email, application form for the job title, okay? Application for the web development position. You can also put the name of the company, but it's not necessary. Also following any additional instruction in the job advert, like a reference number. Sometimes you will see that when they advert for a job, when they advertise for a job, they will tell you clearly to specify the reference number when you send your CV and cover letter via email. Because why they do this? Because they have a lot of job openings and they refer to them by reference numbers. So if you're sending a speculative application, you can be less specific. Okay, if you're just sending an application with no really job opening, no need to go into these details. Try to keep your subject header concise and professional, always. Should I handwrite a cover letter? If you are asked specifically to handwrite it, then you must. Really, really, really rare. Okay, I don't think that you will be asked to do this, but anyway, make sure the letter is neat and legible. Use dark ink because it's easier for photocopying. And in all cases, you should send a word processed letter, always. So can I use bullet points or subheadings in a cover letter? Nothing stops you from using this, okay, if you want to structure your cover letter. But remember that you are still writing a formal business letter, which needs to be written clearly and succinctly. Normally, you won't see cover letters with bullet points, okay? But if you must write something like this, then it's okay. So what's more important, the CV or the cover letter? As I go back in time with myself, I've always been asked to write a cover letter for positions, but positions related to academia, especially, and in France. Okay, because I used to be in France. So there, they really love the cover letter. In academia and in France, they love the cover letter. And also, for fresh grads, they really ask for this. Now, when you go further with your career, the cover letter won't be really the thing to send. You will have, for example, assignments to do and stuff like that. But now that you are graduating, I think you will be asked for this kind of letters, especially if you're applying to Europe. Both are important, the CV and the cover letter. If you want to maximize your chances of success, you should treat them both seriously. So if you are asked to write a cover letter, you should treat it really, really seriously, because you don't know if the recruiter will really have time to read it really in detail. So the cover letter is often the first thing the recruiter sees and will set their expectations for what is to follow. A good cover letter will highlight your key strengths and motivations for wanting to work in a particular organization, and this CV will go into more detail about what you have achieved. The recruiter will form an impression of you based on both documents. So, a career consultant said that it's really important your cover letter says something specific and unique about you, about why you want, to work for that company. Go beyond the obvious on their website, do your research, and show you are genuinely motivated and enthusiastic about what the organization does. This is what employers are looking for and will help you stand out from other applicants. Really, really, really important what this career consultant is saying, because if I am a recruiter today and I want to recruit you in my company, why should I recruit you if you are not interested in the company? If you don't want to be here, if you don't want to be, if you're just here for, for example, to get the paycheck, and we all do, right? It's a very important thing to have the paycheck at the end of the month, but it's not, the recruiter will feel it. Okay, if you're not really prepared, if you didn't do your research about the company and what the company can add to you. Okay, this is also important, that you see what the company can add to your career, if they have opportunities in the future. I'm hearing something. Just 1 second. I don't know if there is someone unmuted. Or if it's my AirPods. No, it's my AirPods. I'll just remove my AirPods.
Still hear me?
Yes, Dr. Ram's mic.
Great. So very important that you show your interest in the company, and this is what will make you stand out from other applicants. So if all the organizations I'm looking at seem to be the same, how can I demonstrate that I know differences? So if I'm really searching for a web development position, and all of the positions are in an organization that are IT related, or the departments are IT departments, or if I'm really applying to a consultancy job in insurance companies, and I applied to MetLife, and I applied to I don't know, Fidelity, and other insurance companies. Okay, so how can I demonstrate that I don't know the differences between the companies? It's often assumed that the way to impress an organization is to show that you have carried out a lot of research. And simply how to research a company: go to their website, you go to their homepage, you will see what they have to say about the company, about their values, about their numbers, about their how many employees they have, the relevant information about the revenues, anything that could be really important to the company, they will write it in their homepage. And also, if they have products, if you're applying to MetLife versus Fidelity, probably a multinational company versus a local company, it's really different, right? So if you go to their products, they will have much more quantity of products, and much more, the portfolio will be different from a local company. Okay, and probably you will be more attracted to go to this kind of company that will maybe I don't know, help you with your career, to gain more clients, or to I don't know, achieve something better in your career, or maybe you think about traveling somewhere. Okay, so it's important to know that when you are applying to a company, it's even though they might seem to work in the same area, but they have a lot of differences. So the strongest cover letters show that you have done some research, but also make a link between you and the organization. Show initiative and speak to people working for the organization to learn more. So normally, if you are shy and an introvert, and I used to be like this, okay, and it's fine. People work on themselves, okay. It's a constant work. If you are an extrovert, that's very good, because like this you can go and chat with people, and you don't have a problem with that. But if you are an introvert person and don't like really to interact with people, it's important to begin starting now to interact with people, and make yourself make it a habit. Okay, so show initiative. Initiative is a very important skill that companies look at, especially multinational companies. Okay, I'll tell you that local companies, like Lebanese companies, they have their own ideas, and their ideas are very limited. Okay, very, very limited. It's very rare to find a company that's really very open-minded and looking to change and doing new stuff, and etc. Very rare in Lebanon. But if you are applying to a multinational company, there you will need to show that you are someone who has ideas, who take initiatives, who can speak their mind, who can motivate people. So these are important skills. And to show initiative before you apply to the job, you can go, and I can tell you that one person did that in a multinational company I used to work in. He really contacted all of us. We knew him before he applied to the job, and then he got the job. Okay, why? Because he asked so many questions to so many people inside the company, and he was like, he knew the organization, and he knew. I'm not telling you that it's good, okay, to really go and just talk with everyone. No, okay, because people might look at it like offensive or something. But pick the right people in the company. For example, if you're applying to the IT department, you can see on LinkedIn, in this company, in this IT, the IT people are this one and this one and this one, and just send a small message asking them about about the company, about the culture, anything you want to know about. So, do you have questions? Okay. So my circumstances are unusual. Of course, in Lebanon, always unusual. How should I present these in a cover letter? You need to think about the needs of the employer that you are approaching and try to present the information to meet those needs, emphasizing the transferable skills that you have acquired. Now here we're talking about, for example, changing in a career or something like this, okay? You need to be clear about what you will bring to the position, okay, from your previous experience. You don't need to focus on all aspects of your life to date in the letter, on only those areas in which you feel the employer will be interested and which are relevant to the role. Also in your CV, okay, if you have something really unrelevant for the position, you don't need to put it. Can I have a standard cover letter? What do you think? You're still hearing me?
Standard as in I got the sample from the internet?
Yes, a standard, like a standard cover letter for everyone. To send it to everyone.
I think it should be tailored to the job and the employer specifically. It can't be standard.
It cannot be standard. Your cover letter should be exactly what you said, tailored to one specific vacancy, okay? It is not an easy job finding a job, okay? It is a job, really full-time job to find a job because you need to tailor your CV, tailor your cover letter to each and every job you are applying to, okay? And each employer you are applying to. So very good. Recruiters will be able to spot generic cover letters, okay? They really have the experience, they know, okay? And you'll not be able to show specific research you have done into a particular organization. So, can I set a speculative CV and cover letter? Sometimes roles are not formally advertised, okay? Sometimes you want to really work in a company. I want to work in, I don't know, in a company. I want to work in Google, okay? But I cannot find, I'm just an example, but I cannot find any job opening for the moment for me in the Gulf at Google, okay? What can I do? So sometimes when the roles are not formally advertised and you cannot contact, a potential employer for the job opening, you can express your interest, okay? You can just contact them to express your interest in working for them. So try to find who deals with recruitment through calling or networking. Now we say calling, but today you can go on LinkedIn, and everyone is on LinkedIn. You can go on LinkedIn, type Google employees, okay, Gulf, for example, and you can see who are the employees in Google that are working for Google in the Gulf countries, for example, UAE, and you will see who is in the HR department. So you go to this person and you address your application to this person. You can contact him via LinkedIn, okay? You can send him a message via LinkedIn with your cover letter. You can say to him really a very small message, very formal and professional, and to tell him that please find attached a cover letter because I'm really keen or interested in joining your company. Okay, so this could be also done if you don't have a job opening and you want to really work in this area. You should include a CV and a cover letter. Okay, so when you send a speculative, like something, to someone without a job opening, you should include a CV and a cover letter. So once you have sent your speculative application, wait between 1 and 2 weeks to follow up. You can also follow up, okay, to say, to ask if they received it, okay, and if they think that any job might open, in this area for you. So it can be tempting to think of applications as a numbers game and that the best approach is to apply to as many employers as possible. Okay, so how many applications should I send? That can cause your cover letter to look very standardized That can cause your cover letter to look very standardized and errors to creep in. Check whether the organization you're applying to has a statement of values and read the role description carefully. Then use the cover letter to guide the employer to the sections of your CV or application form that show that your own values are aligned with the values of the company. This will make your application appear more tailored and show the employer that you would be a good fit. Now, of course, we've talked about this, but today, if you are in a situation where you want to apply to jobs, I can tell you that you need to apply to as many as you can. Okay, as many as you can. Why? Because you will have many recruiters you will not hear from many recruiters. Okay, it's because maybe they're not really searching for someone right now, or they already have someone internally. It could be anything, or maybe your skills do not fit with the application. It could be for many reasons. Okay, and it's very important to stay positive and do not take rejections personally. You will receive many rejections at first. Okay, you will send, for example, 20 applications. You will receive 18 rejection and 2 people wanting to interview you. Okay, this is very normal. It's just a number. Okay, it will not be the case for each and every one of you. But what I'm telling you is that if you have the opportunity to have job applications and job openings, just send massively. Okay, but make sure that your CV and your cover letter are tailored to really have all the chances that the recruiter will see your application. So make your CV, okay, the BCG group say, make your CV and cover letter as easy on the eye as possible. Keep them succinct. We recommend no more than 1-2 pages for a CV. Ensure you structure your achievements in a logical and clear way, and proofread for spelling and grammar errors. Now, sometimes when you go to the site of the company, they will tell you, they will have a section. For example, Pfizer, they have a section about interviews. They will tell you what the interview questions will be. Imagine, okay? So what will you miss? Imagine what will you miss if you don't go to this company and see what they have on their website, okay? And this is what makes the difference between applicants. It's the applicant that goes to the website of the company and really check all the information, and not just the website of the company. You can also have Glassdoor. You can have other websites that talk about the company, that talk about the interviews they had, what kind of questions that might be asked, what kind of I don't know, anything that you might feel it's important for your application and important to really stand out. Go and search for it. So this is an example, okay? So as you can see here, we have the name, the applicant's name and address, the recruiter's name and address. You can put it and you can not put it. If it depends on the country, actually. Okay. It's important to put the date. Okay. So here he didn't know if it's a Miss, Mrs. So he put MS. Dear Mrs. Cryer, I have recently completed my 2nd year at the London School of Economics, pursuing a BS in social anthropology. I'm writing to apply for the internship offered at Youth Action this summer, which I saw advertised on the Working for an MP website. Please find and close my CV as requested. Very good, opening of the letter. So he is like you, he's a fresh grad, and he is writing to apply for an internship. And also I wanted to tell you, if you cannot find a job really rapidly, don't hesitate to go to an internship, okay? Because this will open the door for you to a job. So this is also how I myself began, because I was very academic and I didn't know how to, at the time, how to apply to a job in the industry. It was very different when you're a scientist. and very academic, and you only know the lab and the people in the university, you don't know what's the industry there. What do they do? What are the keywords? How do I approach them? So I went and I did an internship in a pharmaceutical company, and this is how I got my job later at Novartis. You see, so this will open the door for you to the job that you want. So let's continue. I'm particularly drawn to the internship because, okay, he's saying why, it's motivation. It provides experience in 3 key areas in which I am interested. First, I am eager to develop my skills in media. This year, I hosted a weekly radio show that won 2 LSE Media Group awards, and I was an active contributor to the student newspaper, The Viewer. You see, he's a student, so he is writing about his achievement as a student. I would welcome the opportunity to work with the UK Youth Magazine and learn more about online journalism. Second, I'm interested in gaining a better understanding of fundraising because I believe it depends on highly polished communication skills. As you can see from my CV, I have worked on raising money for Drop the Debt, and I'm currently a participant in Oxfam Law. Okay, we don't know a lot about these things that he's talking about, but I'm just showing you here the structure of ideas. Okay, he is structured. He began the letter with an opening. He is telling the recruiter who he is and why he's applying, and then he goes into details what he did. Okay, I hope to build my future career in the not-for-profit sector, and any chance to sharpen my abilities or knowledge of fundraising would be extremely helpful. Third, though I have considerable experience in the logistics of event management through my work as a senior steward in the LSE event office, I'm interested in gaining experience of the public relations aspect. So here, he is really relating his experience and his motivation to what the company can offer him. Then he moved to another section. He said, I am also enthusiastic about the post, the position itself, because of my long-standing interest in issues of social exclusion affecting young people. In high school, I was Okay, this is also like a plus, okay? It goes with this paragraph, so it's a continuity to this paragraph. Then he said, Youth Action, which is the company he's applying for, attracts me. And here he is talking about the company, okay? So as you see, first they have, I'm repeating, but it's okay. So he is opening the letter. He's talking why he's eager to develop his skills in this area. And then he moves to the company. This company attracts me because it works to understand and tackle these complicated problems by connecting a wide and varied network of autonomous member organizations consisting of both young people and adults. I'm eager to contribute to this company in the work of promoting and expanding its network. So he's telling them what he will be doing in the company, advocating the benefits of high quality youth work, and most importantly, in working to help realize the potential of young people. Your organization has a long history and is a leader. Okay, this is very important. He's saying positive things about the organization. Has a long history and is a leader in its field. And the opportunity to work with such respected charity would be invaluable to me. So he ends with saying, I am enthusiastic about supporting the work of Youth Action and gaining the experience that this internship provides in media, fundraising, Thank you for taking the time to read my application. I'm available for interview at any time and look forward to hearing from you soon. So these are standard sentences that you might also use. Okay, so customary sign off if you are writing to a named person. If you have not been able to write to a named person, sign off with yours faithfully. Okay, so he's saying here yours sincerely, but if you have the name, if you don't have the name, you say yours faithfully. Okay. So, so this is why I'm telling you, if you go to ChatGPT today and say, please write me a letter, write me a cover letter for an application, for a job application as web development, okay, knowing that I am a fresh grad student from okay, you can send this to ChatGPT and he will come with a cover letter, okay? But then you will need really to check if you have the exact the logic, okay? He will not be able to tell your experiences, so he will tell you maybe he will be able to put some sentences, some good sentences that you might use, and then you will be changing the paragraphs to make them more personal and tell about your experience and tell about the organization itself. Okay? So this is another one. I will not read it, okay? You can read it yourself, but it's also good to have another example. So the first paragraph in your cover letter. So after the example, we saw that it's gonna be 2 or 3 sentences. The content, it's a brief paragraph that introduces who you are and why you are writing to the employer. Identify the position for which you're applying and indicate how you heard about the opening. Okay, you can also say that I've heard about the opening, or I knew about the opening through LinkedIn, through a person. Make clear why the position is interesting to you and why you are qualified. Are you graduating? Is your major related to the position? Do you have relevant experience? Is this position a good transition for you in a job level or location? Example, I'm applying for your management trainee position, which was posted on Capital University's job website. You indicate a need for a recent graduate with a background in business and sales. I will graduate in May with a bachelor's degree in business administration, and I have held part-time sales positions throughout college. The second paragraph will be about 3 to 5 sentences. And in this paragraph, you will emphasize a match between the skills that you possess and the skills that are required by the employer, such as what we saw in the previous letter. Use the job posting to guide your writing because they will have, of course, the skills required and everything. Include your qualifications for the position as they relate to those listed by the employer. So these qualifications will be a combination of your education and your work experience. So you will probably refer to current or previous employment, specific courses, aspects of jobs or internships, etc., that relate to the position or are listed in the qualifications. If there's a long list of qualifications, akid don't mention every single one, okay? They need to be relevant to the position. So, for example, I have developed a range of communication, technical, and administrative skills during my 3 internships, okay? If you have a lot of things to say, you might group them in one sentence. Or you might even begin with a statement like, my background includes experience related to all of the qualifications listed in your position description. Make some reference to your attached or enclosed resume, okay, our CV. Pay attention to whether you are attaching through email or enclosing through the original document, okay? So make sure to use the correct word. So, for example, you can say, my attached resume will give you a better view of my skills and abilities. Please see my enclosed resume for more information. Please see my attached resume for a more complete view of my background and qualifications. Now we move to the third paragraph, which is 2 or 3 sentences. The content of this paragraph, this is the paragraph in which you tell the employer how to get in touch with you. And here I will emphasize on something. If you're writing your cover letter in French, it's the same thing, okay? You will have the introduction, the second and the third paragraph, exactly same, okay, but in French. And thank the person for taking time to consider your application. Some examples are, should you need additional information, you can reach me on at this number or at this email. Thank you for your consideration. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Or I am available for an interview during these dates. You can reach me from Monday through Friday. I look forward to hearing from you. Or I am excited about the possibility of working for this company. Should you need more information, you can reach me by phone or email, and I'm available for interview at your convenience, which is more, polite. I believe that my student teaching experience and academic background will be a benefit to the Wellington School. Should you need additional information, you can reach me at this number. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. So, do you have questions about the cover letter? Did you already, has any one of you wrote already a cover letter? Did you have this opportunity to write it, to send it?
يس دكتور، كتبنا نحن CV وكفر لتر وقت قدمنا على الماستر اللي هلا نحن فيه.
And was it similar to what we've discussed? Was it this kind of cover letter?
ايه تقريبا ايه.
And you got accepted to the internship?
مش لانترنشيب، بس كرمالنا هلا الماستر تبعنا، بس ايه قبلنا.
Okay. So of course for the masters it's also required to have a cover letter to show your motivation, etc. Now, so for a job application you didn't do it yet, right?
ايه مزبوط، بعد ما عملنا.
Okay, so if you need me to check for your cover letter, do not hesitate as well. Because the cover letter is not, I will not ask you to write a cover letter, it's not graded, okay? But if you want to write a cover letter and send it to some application and you're not sure about it, you can show it to me. Okay, so the letter of inquiry. The purpose of the letter of inquiry is that you inquire about the possibility of available position. Okay, you don't have an available position. Now it's a letter you are sending it to someone without knowing if there is an available position. So since you're not responding to an advertisement, the first paragraph will not make reference to an advertisement, so as it did in the letter of the cover letter. Instead, you will want to refer to what has promoted you to write the letter. An article you have read in the paper, someone you have talked with in the field, personal knowledge that the company hires people with your qualification, or other thing. So in most cases, this type of letter will be used when someone has referred you, okay? Yani, sometimes you might be referred from someone and they just give you the contact of the person. They will of course tell the person that you will be contacting this person, okay? It happens. And so you will be contacting this person. And then you can send a letter of inquiry. You can send it directly by email. Or if you know there is a job available through your networking or research, if you know there is a job available in a company, but it's not advertised for, and you want to really take the chance to apply, you also can send this type of letter. So this is not to be used for a mass mailing of letters and resumes, okay? Just really very specifically. So the format, we have the basic pieces of the letter of inquiry, of the cover letter, okay? It's the same basic pieces: your address date, the employer's name, organization and address, a greeting line, dear Mr. and Mrs., etc. 3 paragraphs, a closing with your name, and an indication for any attachments or enclosures. So in the letter of inquiry, you should always use a specific person's name, because if you are, if someone told you about the position and told this person about you, then you should put his name. You'll call that person at a later date, and you have to ask for him or her. It's easy to get the name and title of the person to whom you should send your resume and cover letter if you don't already have the employer's name. So you will have the most success if you call the main number for the company or organization and ask the person who answers the phone if he or she can give you the name and the gender if you're not really sure, and title of the person to whom you would direct a letter regarding possible employment. Okay, if you don't know the employer's name. Also ask for the spelling, of course. And you can also try to find the person's name by searching on LinkedIn. Always use LinkedIn in your career. It's really easy. It's easy and important at the same time. So why not to have this tool? So the first paragraph, 3 to 4 sentences, instead of mentioning an advertisement, you will explain briefly why you are interested in working for this company and what has prompted your letter. So these statements are important as they provide the best opportunity for you to personalize the letter. So here you should explain what position or positions you're applying for, why they should consider you, why they prompted you to write the letter, why you're interested in working with them, and you may want to mention your current educational status and month year of graduation, and or if you already have experience in the field. Example, during a recent conversation with Professor XY, my faculty advisor at Lebanese University, we discussed the possibility of several upcoming openings for auditors at Ernst & Young. Professor Y has worked for Ernst & Young in the past and feels that my education and experience would make me a good match for this type of position. I will graduate from Lebanese University in May with a Bachelor of Arts degree in accounting. The second paragraph will be 3 to 5 sentences, and it can be the same as the second paragraph in the cover letter. The difference here is that you are not responding to the qualifications or to a specific opening. Here you are giving the reader a general overview of your background. You're telling him what they want to hear about you based on the nature of the positions that you are expressing interest in. And the third paragraph will be 2 to 3 sentences. Here it's more assertive, okay, than the cover letter. You must contact the person to whom you are addressing the letter, since there is a very small chance that this person will rush to call you immediately, okay, after receiving your letter and resume. So for example, you will say, I would appreciate the opportunity to discuss these positions with you. I will call during the week of April 10 to inquire further. If this is convenient, you can, etc. You can reach me by calling or emailing me. Thank you for your consideration. Or I look forward to discussing summer internship opportunities with you. I can be reached. No. Okay. Nowadays, okay. You also, some people use WhatsApp. Okay, some people use WhatsApp. I do not really recommend it for professional purposes. Okay, but Lebanese people, they love it. They love to use WhatsApp. Always make sure to send an email. Okay, but you might also follow up on WhatsApp, I would say, if you know the number of the person. Okay, so do you have questions about today's session?